If you look around you, you will see people's lives and thoughts on autopilot. Now you tell me why someone else is dictating your life and thoughts. Why? Why are your thoughts being manipulated by external variables? What does it take to change those thoughts, and therefore change your habits in life?
Let's start with the concept of speed.
1697. Newton's laws of motion.
Newton's first law of motion: an object in motion will remain in motion unless acted upon by an external force.
This law teaches us to exterminate all negative external forces, so we remain in constant motion. This knowledge is taught in high schools, colleges. It's all around you.
You could give me any task, I will demolish it. I don't care if I've ever done it. I don't care if I've ever heard of it. I don't even care if it's never been done.
Life isn't easy like that. You have to hustle. You have to push yourself, pain yourself. See, I can do anything because I've grasped the law of motion.
Will you plummet down or soar up? Your perception decides. Eliminate unnecessary external forces, waste no time, and ascend perpetually, so that your speed will never lose its motion.
Now I need you to be patient because I need you to give your gift. Listen to me. I need you to give your gift time to mature. All right? I need you to fully develop.
The law of attraction states that what you seek is seeking you, and that your frequencies and vibrations are energies, which have a boomerang effect.
Your attitude determines your direction. The speed acquired will determine if you get there. The attitude acquired will determine how you get there.
I'm talking about letting your character catch up with your talent, okay? Because just because you got talent, I mean, you can ask some of the most talented people in the world. They got there. Their talent took them places that their character couldn't keep them. And they wish they could have started all over again and been patient and not just waited for the fame or the success, but for the maturity. Are you hearing me? For the character to fully develop.
Stop rushing things that aren't meant to be rushed. If you must rush things, then rush becoming patient. Be so patient that you're in a hurry. Enjoy the process of life. Fall in love with the process. Impatience is an ugly trait. Nobody likes impatient people.
A lack of patience affects those around you. It's like a gigantic domino effect, a failure. And the worst part about it is, you won't see the chaos until it's too late.
Let's say you're at a halt in a vehicle at a red light. The light beams green and the vehicle beside you instantly slams on the gas, maxing out the vehicle's speed in seconds.
That same vehicle that was once beside you is now distant, heading towards an intersection. As you near the intersection, you witness a car crash. Their life? Over. The other driver's life? Over. And your life?
Aware, patient, obedient, and alert.
Alive.
Do society a deed before you make decisions. Pick up a book and read and understand that every success has a seed.
Only because behind that success is a patient individual who did his work and is able to lead.
But I'm not a born leader.
What a poor excuse!
And those things called excuses get you 0% closer to your goal.
The greatest leaders lead from the back. A humility that is so powerful, it makes the impossible possible.
Their light is so dim, it's luminescent. Their footsteps are so quiet, they're thunderous. And their presence is so unknown, it's illustrious.
As a leader, you must make your own decisions. You must fill your days with positive habits and repeatedly complete them, day in and day out. Take your mind and your heart, combine them. Dig out your passion and build greater people of that passion. Don't preach what you can't do. Whatever you do, do not be a hypocrite. Being a leader consists of work. You must lead by example.
You cannot lead until you can serve.
You cannot serve until you can work.
You cannot work until you see potential.
You cannot see your potential without intellectual.
The realization of potential, believing in yourself, believing in your vision from within, stepping forth, unleashing your full potential, and bringing your vision into fruition.
There's some of you trying to get there too fast. Relax. It's gonna come. And you gotta learn to shut the noise. I mean to shut out other people's opinions.
You have a purpose, one which nobody else can do as great as you can.
You gotta hear it. You can't make a difference until you make a decision. So, for real, some of you, man, you keep crying. You complaining about your job. You complaining about where you are financially. You complaining about your relationship. You complaining about your opportunities. You complaining. Shut up! Stop complaining and do me a favor. If you want to make a difference, all you got to do is one thing. This is how you get started. All you got to do is make a decision. That's it. And for those of you who've been making the wrong decision, all you got to do is make the right decision. But if you want to make a difference, make a decision. Are you hearing what I'm telling you?
A wise man once told me, speed propels the vitality of life. Attitude controls it. Momentum maintains it. Patience protects it. Leadership guides it. And intelligence unleashes it.
Your brain is like a circuit switch. Once you believe you are something, you actually embody it. You embody that feeling. If you were, God forbid, in a coma, and you woke up and you didn't really have a memory, and you were told that you used to be a Navy SEAL, and they want you back now when you're healthy, do you think you'd act differently and hold yourself differently, conduct yourself different, and have a different self-concept of who you are than if you were told you were a piano instructor? Being successful in life is all about having the proper belief system in who you are. Truly believing that you are something unique, that you are something special in that field. If you truly believe inside of you that you are one of the best actors in the world, you will be entirely different than if you're like, I hope I'm good. Your expressions will be totally different, your tone of voice. You'll talk in a more convincing fashion. You'll use your natural voice instead of a scripted one. You'll be more emphatic. You'll be more real, more relatable. Our brain is like a circuit. And so if we introduce it with the proper wiring, you're going to go straight to your target. If you're unsure about who you are, then your dreams, your goals, they will never become a reality. Everyone has mental doubts in life, internal conflicts. Even the most successful people that you look up to. But they don't live there. It's how you handle those negative thoughts in that exact moment and overwhelm them with positive action. And that comes with this utmost confidence in yourself that you can handle the situation. Trust in yourself that you are better than the moment.
The greats think differently. The greats see differently, right? The greats have a different worldview. The greats, they approach the game in a totally different way. So I need you to do me a huge favor. I need you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. Because if you can get this, you can get any success you want in life. You can have anything you want in life if you can get this. The next time you give a low effort, right? You give it 70% or 50% or 30%. I want you to think about what you're thinking about when your effort is low. If your effort is low, you're probably not thinking about the opportunity. You're probably thinking about the obligation. And when you think about E.T., how you stay pumped up. E.T.'s how you stay on fire. E.T., how you always driven, even in the midst of trials and tribulations, even in the midst of your haters, when people try to break you and tear you down. E.T., how you stay strong. I keep thinking about the opportunity. Every single day, I'm thinking about the opportunity, and I'm not looking at this thing as an obligation. I'm not looking at this thing as something that I have to do, whether I'm forced to do, right? Something that somebody's making me do. Every time I wake up, I'm thinking, I'm alive, baby. This is the day. This is an opportunity. if you want what you've never had before, if you want to do what you've never done before, if you want to be what you've never been before, change your mentality. And I want you to see that effort goes up when you look at it as, I got an opportunity of a lifetime. But you should be excited about the fact that you have an opportunity.
To raise you for better. How many times have I told you you have to be what? You have to be what?
Twice.
What?
Twice as good.
Twice as good as them to get half of what they have.
Give me a uniform. Give me a number on my back. I'll give you the guts.
Don't ever let somebody tell you you can't do something. Not even me. All right? You got a dream, you got to protect it. People can't do something themselves. They want to tell you you can't do it. You want something, go get it. Period.
Sing the way you sing. Nobody can speak the way you speak. Nobody can write the way you write. Nobody can love the way you love. Nobody can play that piano. Nobody can play that saxophone. Nobody can play that violin. Nobody can do poetry quite like you can do it. Nobody can produce the way you produce. Nobody can write scores the way you write scores. Are you hearing what I'm saying? You're powerful.
When you know within yourself that there's something you want to do, and I believe that all of us are born with a purpose, that all of us have something that we are supposed to do, that all of us have some goodness within us, and that goodness gives us a responsibility to manifest our greatness. And when you know that, you can feel it in your guts, and you know that you're deliberately operating below your potential, you've gotten comfortable, you stop expanding, you stop stretching, you stop challenging yourself. Let me share something else with you. Not only is it possible for you to have your dream, but it's necessary. It's necessary that you have it, that you work on it, that you develop yourself, that you go for what is yours in the universe. You decide, I'm not going to settle for this. This is not going to be it for my life. I deserve more than this. See, that will start making you do some stuff. See, a lot of people go to work every day miserable, and all they do is just talk about how miserable they are. But they don't do anything about it.
Can't do that, Jack. These men have to live with themselves.
I have to live with myself, too. Right now, I'm living a sermon out there.
You don't matter now, Jack. You're in this thing. You don't have a right to pull out from the backing of people that believe in you, that respect you, that need you. If you fight, they won't say that Chapman forced you to. They'll say that you're in over your head, that you don't belong. You can get out there and hit. You can get on base and score. You can win this game for us. We need you. Everybody needs you. You're medicine, Jack.
But what I've come to appreciate when you're working on changing your life, changing some bad habit, getting out of addictive situations or relationships, or working to build a dream or making a difference in our society, it's hard. Easy is not an option. It's hard living. Life is hard. That's rough. How people look at you, how they respond to you.
If you do it once, you can do it again and again and again.
Motivation doesn't get anything done. Motivation gets you going. Discipline, commitment, strong habits is what gets things done. Motivation is very ungrounded, right? It's all up here. Whoa, I feel good. But when it comes time to bring it into practice, you cannot rely on it. Motivation is just a feeling. Grounded action is what gets things done. So here's my invitation to you. The next time you feel motivated, don't do anything grand and exciting or set any lofty expectations for yourself to like stay that way or whatever the case may be. Get a pad and paper and write down 1 or 2 things that you're going to commit to doing every single day, no matter what. You're gonna use that motivation to build a machine for yourself.
Sometimes it ain't about being the smartest. Sometimes it's not even about working the hardest. Sometimes it's about consistency. Consistency, just keep doing it and keep doing it and keep doing it and never stop and never give up and never quit and keep doing it and day after day, play after play, second after second, minute by minute. Are you hearing what I'm saying?
Again and again and again.
What changes our whole life is action. Why don't we take action? Fear. What do we got to do to get ourselves to do it? We got to make sure that we push ourselves through it by making a decision. The point in which change happens is a decision. Every change in your life that you want will come from something simple, a decision. People go, what does it take to change? Decide. You go, oh, God sounds so simple and so basic. If it's that easy, you'd already have done it, Mr. Robbins. No, it is that easy and you're still not doing it because you are not putting yourself in a state to decide. See, a real decision is not like a preference. It's not like when you say, I'll try it and see. That's not a decision. Decision comes from Latin. It means like incision, to cut off from. Decision is when you cut off any possibility except the thing you've committed to. It's like that is it. When you really decide, it's not an effort. Once you've cut it off, it doesn't take effort. Deciding takes effort, but once you've decided, it's over. You don't think about it anymore. It's like it's easier to fast than it is to diet. Because when you're fasting, somebody offers you something, you don't even think about it. You go, no, I'm not eating. Right? When you're dieting, you're like, well, maybe we could have a little more. This is a little piece of cake. Not that many calories. Right? And pretty soon you're back to where you were again. So a real decision is what you got to make. When you make a real decision, life changes. But it's a real decision, you burn your bridges, you only move forward. Now, the way to get yourself there is to put yourself in state and condition it. Conditioning is this. Build the muscle. Do you do it one time? No. You do it a lot and you do beyond what you're comfortable with and the muscle expands, and now what used to be hard to do as the muscle grows is easy. That's the same thing with every other kind of muscle. But I'll give you one example. They take monkeys and they will take 4 of their fingers and tape them down. And then they take one finger and they bend it back and forth 10,000 times. Every time they bend this finger back and forth like this, in your brain, for you to do this once, twice, you have to make connections between neurons in your brain. Neuron's a big word for nerve cells. So to do this, imagine, as a metaphor, it's not exactly like this, to do this once, you got to put a connection, a thin thread had to be grown between this neuron and this neuron, as an example, as a metaphor. Do it again, 2 thin threads. Do it 10,000 times, and guess what? You are wired to do this. Can you condition yourself to feel depressed so where it literally, it feels more comfortable because you go there more often and you're wired to be there? Yes or no? Can you condition yourself to be quick to anger? Yes or no? Can you condition yourself to feeling overwhelmed at the drop of a hat? Can you condition yourself to feel loved all the time? Even if people say, I hate you. Yes, could you still feel loved? Could you condition yourself to feel happy as a consistent way of living all the time, yes or no? But you know what? Most people don't believe that, but of course it is. It's the same nervous system. You'll develop something called emotional muscle. And emotional muscle is where your whole life comes in. Repetition is the mother of skill until it gets conditioned, until it's automatic.
When you have built a habit, it's ingrained in your nervous system in such a way that the brain doesn't even have to consider whether or not it'll get done. It just gets done because you committed. So stop getting motivated. You don't need motivation. Now you need motivation. Motivation doesn't afford you anything except good feelings in your body. The good feelings in your body is an indication that there's something that you want. Now you get to work by doing it every single day.
And again, and again.
I want to ask you today, what are you looking for? If I gave you $1 billion, would you be happy? If you gave me $1 billion, I'd be very happy. But then if my mum dies tonight, am I happy? No. With all the money in the world, I'll never be happy. You got to come to the truth of knowing who you are and why you're here. William Barclay, he said, the greatest 2 days in anyone's life, the day you were born and the day you knew why.
To be successful, you don't have to look out the window and, oh, where's my help? Where are the people that I need? All you gotta do is stop, look directly in the mirror, and the one person you need to blow up, the one person you need to be successful is looking right back at you. And if you're willing to make a commitment to that person in the mirror, if you're willing to look at that person in the mirror and say, I'll make a commitment to you from this day forward, that whatever it takes, I'll do whatever it takes. I want you guys to look in the mirror if you haven't done it yet. I want you to tell the person in the mirror, this is where we're gonna be a year from now, 2 years from now, 3. Just look at the person in the mirror and say, get ready.
Many people who believe because of where they're born, because of the area where they are in life and where they find themselves, that's all they know. Given my circumstances, ladies and gentlemen, I shouldn't be doing what I'm doing right now. See, I know something about you, even not knowing it, that you've got greatness within you. You have the ability to do things that you can't even begin to imagine. You have talents and skills in you that you haven't even begun to reach for yet. So some of you are going to experience a breakthrough. Some of you are going to go back and look at your dreams and brush them off. Some of you are going to begin to look at yourself and say, hey, look here, I know I have not done all that I can do. Whatever goal that you have in mind, I want that to be a goal that will challenge you, something that will make you stretch. It was Osborne who said, unless you attempt to do something beyond that which you've already mastered, you will never grow. What is it that you looked at some point in time and you decided that you couldn't do it, that you talked yourself out of it? Whatever it is, bring it back out there. How you're going to do it, that will come to you in due time. So the first process of making this your decade, you've got to begin to take a look at your life and look at where are you right now? What are your strengths? What are your weaknesses? What gives your life a sense of fulfillment, a sense of joy? What does a full, rich life means to you? What is it that you could love doing 7 days a week that'll bring a smile to your face?
Sometimes life's going to hit you in the head with a brick. Don't lose faith. I'm convinced that the only thing that kept me going was that I loved what I did. You've got to find what you love. And that is as true for work as it is for your lovers. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life. And the only way to be truly satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking and don't settle.
It's not always going to be easy. They're not going to give it to you. They're not going to give you success. They're not going to put it on the platter. But if you're willing to work for it, if you're willing to put the sweat, the blood, the tears, if you're willing to earn it, they don't give away Bentleys. They're never on sale. But listen to me. You are where you are because of who you are. And if you're going to get somewhere else, you're going to have to change something.